Hello students, today we're going to talk about energy. Do you think I can light this light bulb with just this wire? What do you think? Is it possible? Let's try. Nothing's happening. I think I need something else. What do you think I need? Battery. Now will it be possible for me to light the light with just one wire? Let's find out. Except I need one thing to help me. This battery is in a handy dandy little container and it's just slightly easier to use instead of all by itself. So let's see if I can light my battery. I'm going to connect my wire to one end with my alligator clip, and then I'm going to put my light bulb on the other end. All right, let's see what happens. It lit up. It lit up. So I needed a battery, and a battery is a little bit like a power plant. It takes a chemical reaction and converts it to electrical energy, and that's what made my light bulb light up. You know what else used energy? Our catapult, but it used a different kind. It didn't use electrical or chemical. Do you know what kind it used? The same one our zip line used. It used potential, kinetic. Potential, kinetic. Just like our zip line used potential energy, kinetic. Potential, kinetic. So too, our battery uses energy, just a different kind. So we know that one wire can light up a battery, but can two wires light up a battery? Let's find out. I have my second wire here. I'm going to attach to the other end of my battery. And if I bring them both to my light bulb, nothing happens. I wonder why. Probably because the light bulb has an end right there. That might mean something. Let's try again with me touching the end. That time it lit up. So I've completed the circuit. I have my two wires going to my battery and then to my light bulb and lighting it up. What do you think happened if I used two batteries? This is a picture of a battery. As you can see, it's not the same on either end. It has a positive and a negative end. So it matters how I put my two batteries together. Let's try first a negative and a negative. And I have my wires here connected just with this thing to make it a little bit easier to hold on to. So here we go, negative and negative. Nothing happened. Let's try positive to positive. Positive to positive, see what happens. Will it work? Doesn't work. All right, now let's try positive to negative. Opposites attract. See if this is going to do it for us. It did. And if you can tell, the light is brighter. Let me get our single battery out again. And our double. Single, double, boom, more energy. So why is it that the batteries had to be a certain way? Isn't it just moving electrons? Well, it's because electricity only flows one way. Just like water running down a stream, or those spinning doors at Red Robin, or like at the aquarium where you might get swished if you're trying to go the wrong way. It only goes one direction. Water doesn't flow upward, and your electrons only go from the negative to the positive. That's because electricity is made up of negatively charged electrons, and they want to go towards the positive end because they're attracted to it, because opposites attract. That's how God made it, and that's how electrons work. So I want to talk to you now about switches and what kind of circuits that we have. This is a closed circuit. This is an open circuit. It doesn't complete the loop. It's not all the way closed. on and off, just like how you can turn your light switches on and off, or you can turn a button on a battery or on a battery-operated toy on or off. That's what completes the circuit, is that battery or the switch. Here I have an open circuit, closed circuit. So let's review. If this is my battery and my flashlight, will that turn on? No. So now I have my two wires, positive and negative. Will this turn on? Yes, this will turn on. I have my two wires again. Will this turn on? No, because you can't connect a wire to the top of a light bulb. It needs to go down below to the metal part. Here I have just one wire again. Does this complete the circuit and turn on the light bulb? The light bulb has turned on. Here I am with just one wire, and we can light up a light bulb with just one wire, so will this work? How come? You're right, it doesn't complete the circuit. Here I have two wires now again. Will this complete the circuit and turn on the light bulb? Yes, this does complete the circuit and turn on the light bulb. What to talk about next is toys. This is a book illustrated by David Shannon that we really enjoy called Robot Zot. David Shannon wrote another book called Too Many Toys that I've linked to in the descriptions or in one of the other science things that you can look at later. But Too Many Toys is a fun story of a little boy that has too many toys. Do you have toys perhaps that light up or make noises or sounds? So do you have any toys that light up or move or are remote controlled? Or do you have any drones that fly around or little rattles that shake and light up? What do you have that makes noises and lights up? How do you think that toy is powered? Did you ever think about what might be inside that toy? Well, we can find out. If you get the permission of your parents to find an old toy that you have, we're going to open it up and see what's inside and see if they have an open or closed circuit. So we haven't been able to go to St. Vincent de Paul for a while, so you might have some toys lying around. But just a word of warning, if they have some battery acid inside of them, you should be very careful with it. You can neutralize it with baking soda if you want to. That's what we usually do to our little Wiimotes. Or you could just not use that toy and find a different toy, or just, you don't have to do this experiment at all. It's just kind of fun to do. And then you can put it back together, but you might not be able to. So perhaps not a trip to St. Vincent de Paul in your future. No thrift store for you. Problem solved. This is a toy that we got for Christmas. It lights up, it makes noises, you have these things everywhere, and you're supposed to go and tag it in a certain order, and then if you get them all in order the fastest, you win. So this is a toy I've chosen to take apart. So what might this look like? Well, here's one example of what we think it might look like. Battery, positive end on top with the one wire going to a light. Here is another example. There's the light, battery, positive end, all the fun stuff on top. The three buttons, there's the three buttons. And there's another example of what we think. The button sensor is down there. That's this button sensor, so there must be wires going all the way down there. Battery, wires. This must be the secret board. And then we have a button sensor and the light on top. So let's open it up and see what it's like. So before I take this apart, I'm going to show you what we're going to be looking for, what we're going to be labeling. We know there's going to be a battery in there. We know there's going to be wires to connect the battery to something like a light or a buzzer. And then there's also something that turns it off and on. So we have a switch right here and a switch right there. So we're gonna look for a switch. All right, you ready? I undid all of the screws and I'm going to put them in my plastic bag so I can try to put this back together again. I'm really good at losing things. So in the bag they go. Okay, so here we go. What's inside? Oh, a little bit of backing in there. There's the battery component. Look at all those wires. Think it'll still turn on? Should we try? It still works. All right, so we have our speaker. Is this guy. That's our speaker. We have our light, that middle LED lit right up. And it's also our display. So there's our light. We have all of our wires right here. And this is our battery. And here's our switch. So, let's turn it on one more time with the switch. Then I need to press something here too, it looks like. All these wires connect here and they go behind the switch here. So these connect. This connects because this is another button that turns it on. And look at what it does. There's my light. Changes this. And I hear it from here. So there's my light. And here's one of my switches. Right here. If you can see, it's got like a little plunger in it. And I can push it in, and that connects the circuit. So this connects the circuit. It's a little plunger. It's an open circuit right now, but then as soon as I close it, just like I closed it in our example, it becomes a closed circuit, and then the whole thing turns on. The same thing happens here. It's off, and then I can close the circuit, and then it'll go on again. And there's all my wires. So I have wires here that connect up and go to the switch, go to the battery, and go up here. And this is my speaker. So I have wires that come down to the speaker that tell it to play. And that's how this works. Lots of wires because of this guy. Pretty neat. All right, think I can put it back together again? Works again.